everyone. Welcome to this week's Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blonde Intelligence. I'm your host, Miss Ronnie, where I always seek to give you exquisite cranial repertoire. This week, I have, well, especially last night, have been looking at all the reactions and what people had to say about the Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez case and Tory Lanez being found guilty. So, of course, the first place I go to is YouTube. And the first YouTuber that I came across was Lovely T. Lovely T is funny. When I first tuned in, because I was a little late for her live, she was saying that there was not going to be any twat tickling over there because they're going to come with the facts, nothing but the facts. And I like that. And one of the points that she brought up that I thought was very relevant was the fact that there was a deep divide in the hip hop community over this case, that people were emotional about it and very vested in the case over the last couple of years. And I agree with her with it being a deep divide. The example that she used is, forgive me if I can't remember, the last case, it was a white couple that were in court, and people took their sides, but they didn't get venomous with it like how they are now. I noticed a couple of other things that emerged from just reading the comments and going through how people felt about the guilty verdict. And it brought up things about women's feminine rights, about how black women are being disrespected, mental health from issues like this, and even some parenting. So I'm going to touch on the parenting part too, because Tory Lanez's dad made a statement. And we're going to go through some of the comments, and we're going to go topic by topic. So just take a look at some of the comments that people made dealing with some of these certain subjects. Black women are the most disrespected. Thankful for Megan. Will people be as loud with their apologies as they were with their belittling? Tory Lanez is in jail where he fucking belongs. I am so happy for Meg. She is owed every apology. Megan deserves more than justice. She deserves a culture and media that doesn't demoralize black women's lives, safety, and voices. Psychosocial wounds are just as harmful as physical wounds. My days are over for capping for black men that don't deserve it. There's also a flip side. Everybody wasn't for Megan. I think that some people lack some empathy, but that's neither here nor there. Listen to some of the comments from the flip side. Why y'all keep saying that we owe her an apology? Tory should get out of jail quick, because nothing really is wrong with her. Even some saying free Tory Lanez. Now I'm going to comment on the comment that was made about nothing really happened to her. I think that's crazy, and this is a real lack of empathy, because someone was shot. What do you mean nothing really was wrong with her? And that's what I mean by people were so emotionally invested in this case like that they're even losing sight of, what if that was your sister? What if that was your mother, your aunt, or somebody like that? Just anybody on the street. I mean, why would you say nothing really happened that he would get out of jail early? Now, him getting out of jail early, or whatever the sentence is, if it's suspended, whatever it is, for me is neither here nor there. But if it was just anybody who got shot, I mean, a person got shot. Come on now. So I think that comment was rather ridiculous, but that was my take on it. I also watched some tarot readings, and one of my favorite readers is Blue Nola Tarot. And she did a reading, I guess maybe a week ago or so, and a lot of times she's very accurate on her readings. But she even said that this was an emotional trigger for her. So I think that this case opened up a lot of wounds for women who have got shot, women who have got stabbed. People didn't believe them. Bringing other things into the equation, and we're going to get to that. These comments are going to be on the feelings of women's sexual rights and some of the things that, or comments that some women had to make about this case, and how people brung all those outside things into determining whether or not did she deserve to be shot, because it's determined that she was shot. Did she deserve to be shot because of these things? I think some of these things are outlandish, but I want you to listen to some of the comments that were made. Her sexcapades should never have been on trial. She is in her 20s. I'm sure many women Meg's age sleep around. Like, you can't be honest. We all get drunk at one point, and we all sleep with people. Stop calling her dirty. My comments on that is, again, that's neither here nor there with being shot. But you also have to think about during that age group, how that's the highest number of sexually transmitted diseases. People have different partners and everything. I think people are relaxing on sexual things, although it has nothing to do with now. But don't make it a normal thing that, oh, it's okay to do this and do that, for which we do have that right. But I think that we have to be responsible with it too. But I just wanted to share those comments on how women felt about her sexual activities with other men being brought up, and even to the point where they were saying that she was saying that it was embarrassing for her boyfriend. I would think so. If I do things behind closed doors with a consensual person, I don't think that all those things should be brought out in a trial that has nothing to do with it. You're on trial because somebody shot me, and you need to tell me or prove guilty that this person did. Not if I slept with this person 2 days before and my homegirl was sleeping with him or whatever. That has nothing to do with the case. And I noticed that a lot of people make comments and don't know either party. Now, some of the bloggers, yeah, I can see if you were a fan. Even with Joe Budden criticizing, you know what I'm saying? He running those circles. He may know more than what we know. So sometimes when a person make a comment, if you're not actually in that space, you may not actually need to be the one that's going to do the criticizing unless it's a personal thing. But I think that a lot of people start taking it personal because of the triggers, because of the memories that it brought back. And that leads into the mental health thing. There was a lot to say about the reaction that Tory Lanez's dad had in the courtroom, outside of the courtroom, the comments that were made and everything. It made people feel some kind of way. Now, I watched Nick at Night when she was being interviewed by another media outlet, and she was talking about how emotionally charged it was in the courtroom, and she was also going live when the dad was making a speech outside. And I was listening to it, and one of the things that Lovely T mentioned, she was like, hey, that's his son. That's what he's going to do for his son. But he said in the speech that he was giving that, I know y'all going to say that it's because I'm his father, but I'm a father to a lot of different people all over the world. Don't quote me on that verbatim, but something to that effect. But I just wondered what other people thought about his reaction and how it pertained to the behaviors of Tory Lanez. So take a listen to some of the comments that was made, because it even sparked some civil rights deaths and comparisons and called out some of the audacity in it. But I want you to listen to this. In a country where Medgar Evers Emmett Till, Breonna Taylor, Tamir Rice exist. Tory Lanez's dad said that the verdict was the worst miscarriage of justice in the history of the whole world. Gotta love the audacity, I guess. We see where Tory Lanez gets his behavior from. Don't bring God into it. Your son has evil behavior and moves in the darkness. Unhinged? What the F does Rock Nation have to do with that gun going off? He blamed everyone but his son and his parenting. I hate when people act crazy and blame it on Jesus, like Jesus wasn't the one who shot this girl. As you can see, some of the public don't agree. Now, I did see a few comments that said facts and different things like that. So my question to you is, do you think that it was a representation of how other people have been treated? Or do you actually think that people are just looking at the fact that if it was anybody who got shot, it don't matter if the person drinks, it doesn't matter if the person is promiscuous, it doesn't matter about any of those things. It's a human being that got shot. And do you think that it has caused a divide in the hip hop community? And do you think that it has caused, a step back, or people taking more realization of that we're still fighting for women's rights in America? So I want you to tell me what you think. I also need to make a quick announcement. As well as being able to get Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blonde Intelligence on all your favorite podcasting platforms: Apple, iTunes, Pandora, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, all those different places. And the video portion on all social platforms of the Indie Artist Music Hustle Facebook page, the Indie Artist Music Hustle LLC Facebook page, Twitch, LinkedIn, Instagram, all those different places, YouTube, YouTube. We're also being added to the Freedom Mix lineup on RP Entertainment Radio out of Dallas. So be looking for that. And what we're adding to the show is artists that I review or artists that I interview on the show. Their music will also be featured in the Freedom Mix right after that. So you'll be able to listen to their music and be able to give your opinions on it and everything, and help with the review. But that's a new segment that we're adding. And as always, happy holidays. And remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment to Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blonde Intelligence. Bye.